Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Ultraverse podcast with Jason Casey, where we talk about all things Ultraverse.
This is our second guest appearance, and this week we have the 2025 female winner and new course record holder for the Summit 200, Karen Krob. Karen, thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited about talking to you.
Thank you.
So, Karen, obviously we're going to get into the Summit and ultra running, but how we'd like to start things off is, why don't you tell us a little bit about Karen Krob, who is not an ultra runner? The rule is you can't mention ultra running in this part whatsoever. Where do you live? What do you do for a living? And so on.
Okay. I live in Aztec, New Mexico. And the other big defining things in my life are I teach psychology at San Juan College. And we have, I have to do math. Oh no, we have 7 pets, 3
nice.
horses, 2 dogs, 3 cats, we being my husband and I. And so I like to do a lot with horses. We like to do a lot of other hiking and mountain biking. I play violin. So
wow.
there's that.
Awesome.
That's cool. I don't know anybody else that plays violin, I don't think.
No, and I love violin.
I do too.
It's so
It's
awesome.
beautiful.
Like if I could listen to one instrument, I mean, that would be it. So when you said you had to feed the animals before the podcast, you had to feed the animals before the podcast.
Yeah, our schedule revolves around their schedule. And one dog in particular will die if we are late with dinner.
Oh, wow. Ours act like they're going to die.
Yeah, ours pretend that
yeah.
they will, but they start bugging us like an hour before supper actually is due.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just to make sure
It's a
you
mess.
remember.
Don't forget.
That's right. We kind of get that the lives revolving around animals, though.
We do. Yeah.
We've had a lot of elderly animals lately, and we've got a 17-year-old miniature schnauzer who actually you met
at the summit.
You met at the summit, if I remember correctly. So
yes.
yeah.
They're important for sure.
Absolutely. So aside from the animals, do you have any hobbies or passions that you pursue other than ultra running?
Yeah, mostly the animals, music. My background before I got into teaching psychology was K-12 music. So music plays a big role. And
Awesome.
I spend a lot of time on the teaching stuff. My husband is also a teacher. Teaching is just a big part of our identities. Our parents were teachers, that kind of thing.
Cool. So it runs in the family.
It does.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I actually got my degree in psychology too, fun fact.
Nice.
One of my degrees. Yeah, I got my graduate degree in school psychology for the first time
that's
around.
Awesome. Okay, mine's educational psychology. I knew I liked
really
you.
close. Right? So let's talk about your journey into becoming an ultra runner. What did that look like for you?
Boy, that's a good question. So I started running when I was about 12 with my dad, and that was like reasonable running, like 10Ks and cross country in high school and stuff. So I've enjoyed running a lot most of my life. I didn't actually do my first like official ultra until like right after COVID. Probably like other people, in fact. COVID was hard on everyone. Going running was really good for maintaining sanity. And so I signed up to do the Crown King Scramble in Arizona. Because then, like, you have to keep training, right? Something to aim for. And so that was my, like, what year would that have been? Like 2021, maybe?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think most races didn't happen in 2020.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Few did, but yeah.
Right? But they were the exceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you did track in high school then?
Yeah, track and cross country. Played some soccer. Took a year off to do springboard diving because why not? I like to try new things.
So is that something that like your school had? We both come from really small towns where that's not a thing. So it's
Okay.
just interesting to hear about the other opportunities for sports that some people
The diving?
the diving,
Yeah,
like, how did you
diving
even get
definitely
into
was a
that?
thing.
That's crazy.
That was because of my asthma. I was getting frustrated trying to run and get my asthma under control, so just took a season off of running and did something that didn't require so much breathing. Uh,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like the
and, like, I
opposite
had
when
to
you
take another break from running at one point, and that's how I got into triathlons. Because heaven forbid you stop moving completely.
Mhm.
So someone with asthma going from that, to winning the Summit 200, setting the
Mhm.
course record, Summit 200 being a course that is
Never under 9,000 feet.
never under 9,000 feet. So how did that affect your asthma? And did you feel it
It wa
during the summit a lot?
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. Honestly, that last stretch
Mhm.
coming over the pass to the finish, there was a little piece of me that was like, "This could be really irresponsible even trying, because somebody might have to come rescue
Yeah,
me
yeah.
off the mountain." But
Mhm.
you take your time, stop and take breaks, keep your heart rate under
Mhm.
control, and
Sure.
it was okay.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
We would have just sent your husband to
Yeah.
go get you.
That's kinda what I figured, right? That's why I brought him with me.
Yeah, that's right.
So I guess that's probably a good transition to the summit if you wanna talk about the summit a little bit.
Absolutely, let's do it. So first of all, why did you choose the summit? You know, where did you hear about it? I believe, no, I'm positive that it was your first 200, because I think that
Correct.
all of our top 3 females, it was their first
Mhm.
200, which was
Mhm.
really cool.
Mhm.
So cool.
So what led you to that decision?
Uh, I don't know why it popped up in my Facebook feed, but the coverage you guys had from your inaugural year popped up in my Facebook feed. And looking more into Summit and learning more about you guys and Ultraverse supplements and what you're trying to do, and like the sense of community and family you bring with you just
Yeah,
really, really appealed to me. And I love Colorado. We lived there, before we moved down to New Mexico, and my husband's
yeah,
family's up in Colorado. So love Colorado, love what you guys are building and bringing to it. Um, I was attracted by how challenging the course sounded,
sure.
because go big or go home.
That's
I
right.
know
And
somebody else like that.
I mean, why do anything small, right? Especially for the first one.
Yeah,
Um, so I really actually wanted to do it the first year you guys were offering it, but I was teaching summer school and that was
Mm.
finals week. It would be frowned upon if the teacher missed finals.
That's
So
fair. That's
I
fair.
just like followed all the posts you were putting into social media and stuff. And as soon as registration opened to do it this last year, I was on it. I did not want to miss out again.
way to go, Facebook.
Yeah, that's like
Right?
the first time Facebook's ever worked well for us,
Good
so
job.
thanks, algorithm.
Yeah.
So, what was your training and preparation like for the Summit 200? So you knew about it. So did you start like training for it before you signed up?
Did I? I don't know. Maybe, sort of. Like, when did I sign up for it versus what was I doing? So I do have a coach up in Colorado, and she
Uh-huh.
helps me keep things reasonable since I like to
Oh,
do so many things. Um, and so I can't remember if I had like, I know I was finishing out adventure racing and maybe some triathlons. And then we took a
Okay,
break. And so I probably started training like December, January, and like picked 100 miler to do. We do a lot of
sure.
strength training to prevent injuries. And the nice thing about where we live in New Mexico, we're actually just over the border, like south of Durango. And so
oh,
as soon as the snow melt was reasonable, started getting up to the San Juan Mountains for lots of miles up there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the
yeah,
acclimation,
yeah.
what you did to acclimate, but that kind of explains it. I didn't realize that you were so close to, Durango and the San Juan, so that's kind of
Yes,
a perfect place to train.
it is.
Did you go out before Summit and acclimate at all, or did you just come out and get her done?
We just came out. Like, I I put in,
Good job.
we would do multi-days up in the San Juans, leading
Mhm.
up to it. But yeah,
Yeah.
especially again with the pets, and I don't like to make my
Mhm.
husband take care of them by himself too much. So, yeah, we just drove up and got it done.
That is awesome. And I kind of wanted to talk about the adventure racing because
Yes.
me and Casey were talking about this today,
We
and she
couldn't
said,
hide
she's
it.
like, didn't she start in adventure racing? I think we remember her talking about that at the finish line. Like, I don't know if I think you just made that up,
So
but
we all
she was
need to
actually
realize
right for once. I'll
I was
give her
right.
props on that.
You did it. Yeah,
But
because we know nothing about adventure racing except for that movie with the dog.
yeah, the Mark Wahlberg, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right.
So, is it like, are you talking like team adventure racing or is it just you? And did you start all that before you actually started ultra running? Is that kind of what led into ultra running, or how did that transition look?
So, the adventure racing is actually my brother's thing,
Okay.
my older brother. So he loves adventure racing. He actually hates running. I don't think
Hmm.
he'd mind me saying that because it's true, but he also likes to be really active. So my thing's always been running and triathlons.
Gotcha.
He likes adventure racing with it's always at least some kind of paddling, usually mountain biking for the biking portion, and then the foot portion going out and navigating to find the check marks
Mhm.
over all sorts of terrain.
Okay.
And he lives in Rochester, New York, and we don't get to see each other much, but for
Okay.
a couple years now, he got into it when he was in college, so he's been doing it for a really long time. And official nationally ranked teams have to be co-ed, which is pretty cool.
I
And
love
so
that.
he and his friend have always been like, "Oh, you should come do this with us. We should find some races to do. It would be fun. You would like it." So my first one that I finally went and did with them was just last summer, I guess. Yeah, 2024, called the longest
Okay.
day. And it
Yeah,
was fun. He was not lying. I quite enjoyed it.
So
that's cool.
just I have no idea like the scope of it. What's like how many miles? What does that look like for you?
It can vary widely. They have some shorter options, like, you can start out at just, like, 6 or 8-hour races, and all of them are
Okay.
put in terms of time. You have a certain amount of time
Mhm.
out on the course to get as many of the checkpoints as you can, and then the various legs that can come in any order are, like, canoeing, and then biking, and then on foot, and then maybe more biking, and then more on foot. That part changes up, and
Yeah.
if you are late back to the finish line, you start getting deducted points for every extra minute you're late. So that's your incentive to make some smart
Mhm.
decisions about like what checkpoints to leave behind to make sure you get to the finish on time.
Okay.
So uh the ones he likes to do are 24 hours or more. So I've done a couple 24-hour races and then nationals. We did nationals last year and this year, and that one is 30 hours out on the course.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It sounds really interesting. I would love to do something like that, but I'm not worth a shit at
It is
navigating, and I
so
would get
bad.
so lost. I'd probably die out there.
Like, can he sit that part out?
I have to have flags or a
You
GPS on the
can't, but
watch.
the team has to stay together. So as long as
So
As
I
long
just
as you have someone good at it.
there you
yeah,
go.
exactly. Get with the good navigator and you'll be fine.
I can have some other responsibility.
I mean, that's not my strongest. I just, try to keep up with them and it was okay.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Cool.
Well, that sounds really cool.
Sounds like that would definitely help prepare you for something like the terrain at Summit, because it's so
Yeah.
varied and it's not just hiking, like it's just you
Yeah.
do have some course finding as well because you know how markers get moved, you have to use navigation a lot more than you would on like a
Yeah.
50K or something
Especially
like
like a
that.
zero rep 200 or
Uh-huh.
something like that, where you have super long distances between aid stations. It just seems a lot more relevant to something like that than
Oh,
maybe
absolutely.
your typical ultra where, you might have 5, 10 miles between aid
Mhm.
stations and there's a lot of help out there for you.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I think that's why I
So,
mentioned to you that part you had for us in Breckenridge, like going through town. Yeah, that was kind of like adventure racing. It was fun.
Cool. Oh, Another fun thing that you did with the summit is you and your husband Neil volunteered.
That was super fun for us.
It was super fun for us.
Like, I've never had a 200 miler,
Mm-mm.
or I don't know if I've had many racers, let alone someone going after their first 200, volunteered the day before their race.
Yeah. Literally stood on pavement for 6 hours, asphalt for 6 hours, on your feet.
Sorting drop bags.
Sorting drop bags, working.
You and your husband.
The day before you ran a 200.
Yeah. Neil, right?
Neil.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
Neil's your.
Yeah.
So that was amazing.
Mhm.
And I actually remember you guys kept asking, what can you do? What can you do? And we put you in charge of the drop bags. And then, like, after packet pickup was over, we started tearing down, and you came over and you're like, how can we help you tear down? And I'm like, Karen, you just need to get the hell out of here. I mean, you seriously, you have a 200 miler to borrow. Like, I really appreciate it, but man, I mean,
you got your credit. Get out of here.
It was so awesome, though. And then as we follow along the next day, Karen's like in the lead, and basically stayed in the lead the whole time. So it was really cool.
Speaking of Neil, what kind of role did he play for you this year at the summit?
He was my support crew.
Yeah.
I mean, really, like, he was out there by himself also, driving to the different aid stations he could come to. He built a platform in the back of his Highlander so I could sleep on it, which I did at Breckenridge. It was also for the dog on road trips, by the way, not just for me, but it worked. Yeah, like, he's so calm, and he's so like, whatever, everything will be okay. He knows, like, my dietary restrictions. He had my asthma medication. Like, everything. He did everything.
That's awesome. And a really calm person is such a good type of person to have
Absolutely.
on your crew for sure. Because when shit's hitting the fan, when you feel terrible, they can be chill and level and think clearly for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, it's what's saying that the Team Hammond has when Chase is running is like when his mom's there or my mom's there and he comes in looking like shit. I'm like, don't cry until he leaves. Like, you cannot cry in front of him. Like, my mom's a crier, and his mom cries too. And it's just like, you cannot cry in front of him because that's not going to be helpful.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a rule. You can't cry until he leaves.
While he's here.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes,
when you come in
like
feeling like you might die, you don't want someone to say to you,
holy shit,
you look like you might die.
Exactly. Yeah, you do look bad.
For your asthma, what did you have to carry with you? Just an inhaler or?
Yeah, I just carried albuterol, and then Neil I have Advair for my regular, and so he I probably honestly should have been carrying that, according to my doctor after the fact, but I didn't know how much I could actually take, so I left that with Neil.
Gotcha. So Neil came to every aid station to meet you, or close to all the aid stations?
Except for French Pass, because he tried to come in the back way and didn't realize what the roads were like.
We're going to change. Yeah, we're going to make driving directions for that for next year.
One way is much better than the other.
So much better.
Yeah.
True story.
One way you can get in with a car. The other way you cannot.
Yeah. Sorry, Neil.
Sorry, Neil. Sorry, a lot of other people. Because I know that
he kind of had fun with it.
Good. Good. There were some people like afterward the fact that were traumatized by that road. So I'm glad to hear it all worked out well for him.
And I just can't believe that
GPS takes them that way.
Takes you that way. I mean, it's just crazy.
It's never taken us that way, but we always get there from the other side. Like, we don't go from like Breckenridge to that aid station. We always go from the other side.
We just kind of know the area too.
That's true.
And you can't expect other people to.
Yeah.
So Neil met you at aid stations, but he never paced you, and you didn't have any pacers, right?
No, nope. Probably would have saved some navigational errors, but that's okay.
How much extra mileage did you get?
I just wanted to make sure I got the full 200 miles.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. You get your money's worth. Absolutely.
Exactly.
That is awesome. Yeah, to do that with no pacers.
Yeah, for your first 200
Pretty
especially,
epic
it's
for
pretty cool.
sure.
'Cause that
Especially being out there for in
yeah.
those long sections for sure.
'Cause so is that the first race that you've ever, like, slept at?
No, I've actually slept at a couple of my 100-milers
Okay.
also.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like, I don't do well when I'm tired, so it's always a better choice just to get some
Mhm.
sleep.
I totally agree with that. Like so many people, especially in 200 milers, I just feel like they are so obsessed with not sleeping and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And I did that. I've
Mhm.
done that a lot.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
every single time it comes back to bite me in the ass,
Mhm.
you know, and then I'll finally lay down and sleep and I'll get up and I'll make up all that time,
Mhm. And
you
then
know,
some.
pretty, pretty quickly,
Yeah,
you
there was a
know?
section at Tahoe that I did with him that he chose not to sleep because he knew he was getting a pacer, me,
Okay.
and so I went out with him, and, like, a mile in, I was dragging him. He was miserable. That's the
Mhm.
first time he ever hallucinated.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
miserable, and then he went and did so since it was an out and back, we got to the aid station, he slept, turned around and did that section again,
Two
and took,
hours
like, 2
faster.
hours off his time that he had a
Oh my
pacer for,
gosh.
and he was by himself, so, like, that's just it makes such a difference on your ability to think clearly, to
Yeah.
keep moving, and move well, too.
For sure,
Mhm.
and when I went back, it was at night
It
compared to
was.
during
Yeah,
the
we went
day.
during the day, and he went by
Oh,
himself at night.
wow.
But yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
huge difference.
Yeah, I was seeing gorillas
Mhm.
in
Rocks.
broad
Okay.
daylight.
Rock
Yeah,
gorillas.
yeah.
He scared the crap out of me. I thought he saw a bear. He's like, and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "That was a gorilla." And then, like, it was only, like, a split second that he actually thought it was a gorilla because he
Okay.
wasn't that bad, but, yeah, it was hilarious to
Yeah.
me.
That's fun for you, right?
Yeah, right? I'm sane, unlike him, so
Did you hallucinate at all during the summit?
I did. I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tell us all about
So
it.
I think the psychology part of me, I'm a little embarrassed. I think it says a lot about my subconscious. Um,
Yeah.
'Cause I like to pretend like I'm not too competitive, but it was so my longest stretch was going from Duck Creek to Breckenridge. And, so coming down into Breckenridge, I I thought all the other people behind me were getting really close because I could see their headlights,
Yep.
Mhm.
headlamps gaining
Mhm.
on me the entire time I'm trying to get down into Breckenridge. And I get down, and that's one of the times that I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna stop and sleep, Neil, because 'cause they're all catching me." And the volunteers at the aid station and Neil were like, "Nobody is close to you." Like, but I saw them,
Yeah.
and I saw their headlights, and in the meantime, I was also hearing music, and I
Mm.
kept getting annoyed, like, where is the music coming from? And my
Yeah.
conscious brain knows, like, it's coming from within your own mind, but somebody
Yep.
Mhm.
turned off the music. So, they I think was it Lisa who was there? One of the
Mhm.
volunteers was so
Lisa and
great. She
Paul,
Lisa
yeah.
King.
Yes. You can tell she works with middle schoolers too, because she's
She
very good with
for
the
sure.
athletes.
Yeah.
And she's
Yes.
like, "You need to go get some sleep." And I'm like, "What if they catch me?" And she's like, "I will tell them to take naps also. Like, have some food
Mhm.
and go close your eyes."
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lisa's so awesome.
Yeah, she's hilarious.
Yeah, I was with a guy one time, I was pacing a guy, and that was kind of his first
Mhm.
hallucination. He hyper competitive dude.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um, and he just thought we were running on the highway and he thought every light was a headlamp. But
Even, like, reflections.
it was just, you know, light poles and stuff like that. And like every reflection on a sign was a headlamp. We gotta hurry up, we gotta hurry up, we gotta hurry up. Like that's not a light, dude. It's just reflection off your headlamp on the sign, you know.
So you've seen
But
this before
yeah.
though.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like that's a big thing, like, a lot of people talk about that, the lights at night can mess with your head
Yeah.
when you're sleep deprived.
For sure, and then the auditory hallucinations,
Mhm.
I always feel like at night, those always come
Mhm.
first for me, at
Mhm.
least,
I
Okay.
hear people whispering.
yeah.
I was just gonna ask, what do you usually hear? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Tahoe was by far that was the only time that I've ever actually seen anything,
Mhm.
Okay.
but, you know, I've had auditory hallucinations a few times at night, like, I hear people whispering and stuff like that. And people laughing. Like I heard children laughing one time,
Ugh,
which was
that's
kind
Well,
of
straight
that's
out
funny.
of a horror
creepy.
movie.
But I was like, there's a rock wall on one side and the forest on the other, so I knew there wasn't children around. But I'm always with it enough to know that
It's not
this
real.
stuff isn't real. Like even the gorillas, I'm like, oh, I saw a gorilla on that rock, not real. Then I saw one
Mhm.
again, but I mean, it still startles you.
Hmm.
But I've heard of people that got to the
Can't
point
discern it.
where they don't
Hmm.
even know if it's real or not.
Exactly.
That
You
doesn't
know,
sound fun
you
to
need to
me.
get sleep before you get to that point
That's
because
why I
at
don't
some
do.
point you're just
Yeah,
wandering around not knowing what the hell you're doing, and that's when it can probably get
That
dangerous
can
and
be
stuff.
sure.
So,
dangerous. Exactly.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's why I don't do drugs. I like to be in control. So
You have
Same.
to drugs if you run
I don't
far
want to
enough.
do either.
Actually, my students were actually asking about that. One of them did their final presentation on hallucinogens, like,
Oh, cool.
substance induced. And one of the other students asked, like, can you ever have hallucinations not due to substances? So, oh, yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Just try to stay up for a few days.
Yeah.
You don't even have to run 100 miles. Just try to stay up for a
Mm-hmm.
few days.
Yeah, just stay
I don't know.
awake, right?
We've
Yep,
been up for over like 40 hours, I think, race directing at a time. And
that's true.
I've never had a hallucination. I just start to get super nauseous, which is
Yeah,
weird.
you get weird
But
though.
I get weird and like I don't want to be around people anymore because I just know that I'm weird.
Yeah. But even when I was hallucinating in Tahoe, it was like we were at like 50 something
Mm-hmm.
hours with like 1 hour
Right.
of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it was beyond that 40
Mm-hmm.
hour point,
Yeah.
and plus
Mhm.
the additional exhaustion of running and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So did you have any favorite sections at Summit?
I had a lot of favorite sections. No, I mean, really, the whole course is beautiful.
Sure.
And I think you were the one who mentioned that the views coming over that very last stretch are amazing. And you were not lying. They are amazing. So that section was beautiful. Um, Red Cone is amazing. Like, it's not amazing getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
But once you're up there,
It's beautiful.
Yeah, if I was going to name two sections that stand out to me, it'd be the exact two that you named. So
And you were lucky enough to get the finish during the day. But I feel like a lot of people said at night it's beautiful too because you can see the towns
Yep.
and all the lights down below and like you can see the end and it's really cool.
Yep.
that's so cool. Yeah.
So, did you have any major highs or major lows that stood out to you during the summit that you can remember?
Major highs were the aid stations with the food. So thank you. Thank you for providing vegan options.
Of course.
Like
Of course.
Montezuma, and they had the pizza oven.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That, like, how did you guys know I was going to be craving pizza by that point?
Well, luckily she offered it. That
She
was
did.
that was
That was all
Candace from
Candace.
Destination Trail. And she puts
Okay.
on the Triple Crown of 200s, and the pizza was not on the menu,
Mm-mm.
and she brought it herself, and
Mhm.
she's like, "I'll cook pizza for you all," and I'm like, "That is so awesome."
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah,
That
because we
was
don't have a
amazing.
pizza. We don't have a portable pizza oven, so
No,
she
we
brought
don't.
her own.
Now
So.
we know that we need one.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yep.
was phenomenal. And
Oh, yeah.
again, the very last stretch, getting up to the highest point before we started down the backside, there was a
Mhm.
woman up there who called out my name because she'd been tracking the whole race. And Christine, she hiked up there on purpose just to catch the runners. And
Oh,
that was amazing. It was so amazing. I mean, at first I'm like, am I supposed to know who you are?
like, am I off course? Why are you here?
Are you real?
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, that's
But
cool.
yeah, those were highs for sure. And I'm sure there were some lows. Not anything terrible though, not anything that I was like questioning life choices. Like I've had
Sure.
worse lows at some of the 100-milers.
Awesome.
Awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Never had to convince yourself, or Neil never had to convince you to keep going.
No, not here. No. Yeah.
That's great.
Other times, yes, but not here.
Yeah, I feel like every time we saw you or heard about you, you were always so positive,
Absolutely.
and I think that's super helpful in a race like that where there does come a lot of highs and lows. Just having the positive attitude makes a huge difference too.
Yep. And I remember you came across the line, you looked like you were still pretty
Pretty
fresh.
good, yeah.
And I think you hung around and talked for like 30 minutes with us, and you were
Mhm.
totally lucid. And
Mhm.
um,
Unless we were just so out of it that we didn't
I
realize.
don't know if we were lucid, but you were. I'm like, damn, she's in better shape than I am.
Mhm. We had. Every year we get a little bit more sleep, but never what we plan. Our plan never works, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
that's part of it.
how are you not just on all the time? There's just so much to be keeping track of and coordinating. I
Mhm.
really don't know how you
Yeah.
guys do it.
We take turns
Yeah.
on also, like, if we have a second to sleep, we take turns sleeping, and then the other person's up checking on runners, making sure everything's where and what it's supposed to be.
The first time we slept last year was in the gas station parking lot out
Fair
by
play.
Fairplay. Yeah,
Mhm.
we were like, oh, we might have 45 minutes here.
Mhm.
And I think we were about 40 hours into the race. I'm like,
Mhm.
I think we have 45 minutes.
Mhm. We
And so
literally
we're
parked
like,
in the gas
parked in that
station,
gas station, we're taking a nap.
left the vehicle running, took a nap.
Yeah.
Like a true
Nice.
truck driver. It was great.
Yeah.
Right?
But, we sometimes we have more help at races, and we
Mhm.
always say that we're gonna get more sleep, and then we end up not getting as much sleep as we say we're gonna get because we don't wanna miss anything either.
Mhm.
Like, "Oh, this person's getting ready to finish. I don't wanna
Mhm.
miss their finish,
Yeah.
Right?
so I'm gonna stay up for that, and then I'll go take a nap," and then, it's just a
Constant.
yeah, snowball effect.
Yeah.
Plug?
So, yes, we always do a discount code in all of our episodes. So, since we talked about the summit, we're going to do a discount for the Summit 200 2026. Our coupon code is going to be Schnauzer Dog because we have two schnauzers and we're super creative like that. So, only one person gets it and they have to enter code Schnauzer Dog with a capital S at checkout on Ultra Sign Up to get $200 off the Summit 200 in 2026.
Schnauzer dog is all one word.
Yes. And it's
Capital S, Schnauzer dog, all one word. If you don't know how to spell Schnauzer, then don't worry
Google's
about.
for.
Yeah, exactly. Google it.
autocorrect will fix it for you.
If you don't know how to spell Schnauzer, you should, damn it.
Yes.
All right, plug, done. Karen, this is something that we asked JJ, and we're going to ask every ultra runner when they come on the podcast, because I know we all have one. What is your why? Why do you put yourself through all this hell of ultra running, like so many of us do? And what keeps you moving forward when you're mentally exhausted and you feel terrible?
Because I can,
Yep.
which sounds kind of lame and cliche, but seriously,
Yeah.
like my dad was kind of bouncing back from Lyme disease. And, like, he got it back when a lot of people didn't know much about it, and so
Mm,
it really caused some problems.
Mm.
And I haven't told many people this story, but I mentioned I started running with my dad, and so he was, like, he'd always been really active and was trying to get back to health after being in and out of the hospital and bedridden for a while. So I started riding my bike with him, and one day I was like, "Can I run with you?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I'm not waiting for you," except he did a lot. But, like, that kinda became our thing, was going running together, and
mhm,
there was one day he was still kinda struggling physically and having a really hard time, but there's this hill where I grew up called Hill Street, and it's, like, I swear, a quarter mile at least long hill, and going up that hill, he's like, I decided I wanted to live. One of those times I was laying in the hospital at one of his lowest points. I wanted to live for you and your brothers and mom. And like, how powerful that is. And if he can be so strong and there for us, and then my mom raising four kids and helping support her husband, like she is so strong and has gotten through so much that I'm choosing to do this. I'm
mhm,
choosing to get out and be doing this and seeing cool things. And later, my dad ended up with Parkinson's disease,
Mm.
early onset Parkinson's. So that's even when I decided to do my first Ironman was the year he
Mhm.
passed away, and it's like, I wanna do something big, and he was so like, as long as he could keep moving, and when he couldn't run anymore, he'd still go out for walks, and when I'd come home, we'd go walking together, and always about keeping moving and keeping getting out in the world and seeing new things and, like, find one cool, new, different thing to be in awe of every day, and so that's like, I have my health and I have these opportunities. And so, if nothing else for him, getting out and doing things like this,
Mhm.
not to mention everybody else in the world who, for
Sure.
whatever reason, don't have these opportunities and can't get out and do
Mhm.
this.
Yeah, how
Absolutely.
lucky are we?
Yeah, that is a fantastic answer, and I agree with that. So much of us, or so many people, don't have the opportunity to get out there and do things like that.
Mhm.
So,
Or they wait too long and then have regrets.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Exactly.
Great
So
answer.
yeah. So aside from the summit, what are some other races that have helped shape you as an ultra runner? Doesn't I guess it doesn't even have to be a ultra running race. It could be an adventure race if it
Yeah.
is. Or an
Like,
Ironman.
I mean, all of them shape me in some way, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully,
So,
yeah.
like, yeah, even my first half Ironman was Boulder, and I
Hmm.
remember doing that and thinking, "How does anybody go twice this distance? Because that's just stupid." Um, pretty sure I dropped some F-bombs at some friends trying to encourage me at that one.
Yeah.
But right, like, you finish and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I did that," and so why
Mhm.
not try a full? And so, obviously, my first full Ironman was like, that shaped me a lot, again, just knowing that I could do that and not die. Um, my first adventure race was just fun, that was just a trip, it, like, rained the entire time.
Mm. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, more mental toughness. I think Bryce Canyon Ultra, the 100 miler, was really big for me personally because halfway through, I wanted to quit, and I do a lot of my 100 milers with no crew and no pacers. Um, and so I'm at about 50 miles, and that year they had to change the course a little because of the weather. And so the halfway mark was like 2 miles away from the finish. And so it's like I could just run on down to the finish and be done with this. Um, and so I'm like, well, I'll call my coach and she'll talk me down. Or I'll call my husband or somebody. Somebody's gonna talk me down
Yeah.
and tell me
Mhm.
to keep going. But there was no phone reception there. So I was really tired. I was going into that one, like, on 3 hours of sleep, which didn't help things. And so I took way too long at that aid station, but that was the first time I really, like, really had to rely on my own mental state to convince myself, like, you're gonna regret if you quit.
Sure.
So just keep going. Um,
Yeah.
and, like, looking back, it just seems silly, but I don't know, that really oh, the other thing that was a big shift in my mindset I I told you I like to pretend like I'm not competitive, but I am, even with myself.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so I had been trying to push pretty hard and was just getting tired and couldn't keep my pace up. So that was also like, instead of quitting, what if you just slow down?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
what if you
Yeah.
took a nap? It would probably
Right?
be okay.
Mhm.
And it was. Everything was okay. And I like finished the full distance and the world didn't end just because I didn't meet the time I wanted to finish it in.
Mhm. Isn't
Exactly.
it crazy
Yeah.
how dramatic we can be sometimes
In our heads,
in our
I
heads in
mean,
those situations? Man.
I think that's a great answer. Basically, every race does shape you to a
Mhm.
certain extent.
Yeah. If you're not learning something, then I think you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, and I think that in my experience, most of the races that have been the hardest have shaped me the most. The ones that I didn't meet my goal, that I had to fight just to get to the finish line.
Mhm.
Those are the
Mhm.
ones that even I feel the most proud of, where you
Mhm.
really have to grind just to get to the line. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, you know,
Exactly.
For sure. And I totally relate to you saying that you did the distance and you're like, I can't imagine going twice this far. I thought that the entire time I was working my way through the ultra distances, like the first
Okay.
50K I did, I'm like, I can't imagine doing 100K. And my goal was to do a 100 miler at that time. I'm like, I can't imagine doing a 100K.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get to 100K. I'm like, I can't imagine doing a 100 mile. There's no way I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to 100 mile, and then eventually it clicks, and you're like, okay, I could probably, if you approach it right, do about any distance,
Mm-hmm. You just approach it
Mhm.
differently each race. Yeah.
Exactly.
If you're a normal person, anyways.
Yeah.
So, what do you have coming up this year or next year, or what's on the schedule for you?
Good question. So I want to do like everything you guys offer. Right now, I'm not
We would
signed up
love
for
that.
anything you offer. So like next year, maybe I want to come and do more of your races. I really want to do the pilgrimage. It's also the week
Yeah.
before finals. It's terrible
Yeah.
timing.
Stupid school. We're
And-
stupid.
So if you could just do all your events around my schedule, that'd be awesome. Thanks.
I guess send us your schedule. See what we can do for 27. That's
You would
fine.
do so good at the
You
pilgrimage.
would do so good at the pilgrimage.
We are thinking about, in 2027,
Mhm.
the pilgrimage will likely be on a different date. I mean,
Mhm.
probably around the same time, but a different
Maybe
day.
a little earlier. I
Just
don't know.
because right now it's on the same weekend as Cocodona, and that
Mhm.
just doesn't work
Oh, yeah,
great.
there's
I
that
don't
too,
think,
huh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
But it also it was just we had to pick a date, and that was kind of what worked with our personal schedules for
at that time,
2026
yeah,
as well.
we
So
can move stuff
That's
around a little bit.
acceptable.
Yeah. But if you really want us to, we can move it just for you.
Spring break is great. Anything after graduation in May is great.
Nice.
But in the meantime, I want to do Badwater. So a lot of what I've been getting on my running resume, I'm
Mhm.
applying for Badwater this year. We'll see what
Cool.
happens.
That is awesome.
Awesome.
Just in case I get in, I'm going to do the Zion 100 again this year because it's close and I like it. And
Mhm.
then I'm going to go up to Colorado to do, I don't even remember what it's called now. Oh no. But there's a 100-miler in June up in Colorado.
Okay.
And then hopefully Badwater. But if I don't get into Badwater, I'll be back for the Summit 200.
Rock on.
That is
Well, I'm not going
awesome.
to say hope you don't get into Badwater, but it'd be cool to have you come back
And
defend your title.
what a training spectrum, though.
Yeah, it's
Like
so different.
Badwater and Summit. I mean, you'll run about anything, obviously,
Mhm. Yeah.
because
I
those
like
are just
running.
so different. I mean, running on the pavement in 125
Yeah,
degree
I don't
weather.
think you could pay Chase to run a race on pavement at this point.
Yeah, I just hate running on pavement. But that said, we put on races that are super flat and stuff
Mhm.
like that, and everyone's in different things.
For sure.
But Badwater would be badass, and if you get into it, I'm hoping you do. I cannot wait to track you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
It'll be fun. It'll be quote unquote fun.
Okay, so rapid fire time, right?
Rapid fire. Pew pew pew.
Okay, so this is a little bit more about Karen. It has
Okay.
nothing to do with ultra running, just kind of learning about you a little bit. I'm going to ask you some of your favorite things of all time. You have 10 seconds to answer.
So much
And
pressure.
with JJ, we said that if you didn't answer in 10 seconds, we'd punch you in the face the next time.
I would.
Yeah, Casey would punch you in the face, but I
You're
don't
like,
feel
I
like
don't
we
want to
should.
punch her.
I don't
Hurrying
feel
up.
like we should punch Karen.
No.
Well,
Maybe I'll slowly let the air out of your tires next time we
yeah, something. I mean,
something devious.
we're gonna do something to you.
To be determined.
Undisclosed.
Just watch
Just
out.
answer it in 10 seconds or less.
Okay.
You ready for this?
I don't know.
All right,
Let's
rapid
find out.
fire. Favorite movie of all time?
Oh crap! I'm really bad at favorites.
Face
The Last Unicorn.
Okay.
Nice, The Last Unicorn. Nice.
Also one of my favorite books.
Okay, so that's the second question.
She said one of her.
Oh, okay.
But this is cool because most of the time people's answers I have
Are
no
not
idea
mine.
what the hell
Yeah.
they're talking about, so I look them up afterwards and I'm like, okay, you can kind of get to know someone by looking into these things. Favorite book of all time?
Aside from The Last Unicorn, I actually really like Grimm's Fairy Tales, which isn't one book, but you can get a book of them collected.
Okay.
Like
Does
the
that
original
count?
ones, yeah.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I do not.
That or Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl. Everybody should read that.
I actually have that in my bookcase right now.
I read that one last
I
year.
read that. Obviously, psychology makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's
Makes
right.
sense. It's such a good book, and it has such a good message.
Yeah.
Great book.
No matter who you are, I mean,
Yes.
that's an amazing
Actually,
message.
I'm the one that got you to read that.
You are. I
Good
started
info.
looking up the best books of all time according to whoever.
Some list on the internet.
Yeah. And started trying to listen to those on my runs. Okay, next one. And this one's a hard one. Favorite song of all time?
That is a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, the clock's going to run out on this one.
Your tires
Okay,
are looking pretty
the
low, right?
terrible musician background from me. I really like Russian Easter Overture by Rimsky-Korsakov. That
Okay.
is the
Awesome.
composer, right? Like, favorite, you're like, what?
Such an outside of the norm answer. I love that.
Yeah, that's cool. I can't wait to look it up and listen to it. I'm going to do
Would
that
you like
after the
something more
podcast. For sure.
popular?
No, I do not at all. That's the perfect answer. Are you a gamer, like video games?
I bet.
I'm not. I lose attention really fast.
Sure. Favorite board game or card game of all time?
Unstable Unicorns?
Never heard of that one.
Okay.
Okay.
Learning so much from
It's a
you,
fun
Karen.
one.
I am. I have a lot of work to do after I get off the podcast.
Good, it'll keep you busy.
No, that's cool. And this one's off the clock because I just thought of it today. Something else that we should ask people, and I know it's super hard, and you don't even have to answer it if you don't have one, because I realize a lot of people probably don't. But do you have a favorite quote?
I do. I actually have an answer
Awesome.
for this one. Baruch Spinoza, who is a philosopher and mathematician type, all things excellent are as difficult as they are rare,
That's awesome.
That is great.
It's a good one.
which is coincidentally part of why Neil and I are together also.
Really?
Yeah, we're a Match.com couple, and
I
that's
love
a
that.
quote I already liked, and the quote he had for his profile.
Really? That is awesome.
That's how you knew.
Yep.
Our story isn't nearly that cool.
No, she just bugged me until I finally went out with her.
I'm sure that's the direction that went.
No, that is cool. I would like to make a list of like everyone's favorite quote. We'll have to get a hold of JJ and ask him what his is. But yeah, that's a really cool one.
So before we get out of here, Karen, do you have any personal things that you want to shout out, plug to, get their names out?
Anything
Now's
else you
your
want to say?
chance.
Well, first, thank you to you guys. You guys are awesome. And a huge shout out to you for everything you do, all the support you bring. The atmosphere and community you're able to build is amazing, and I love it. So thank you guys so much.
Well,
Thank
of
you so
course.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah. And, I've got, of course, shout out to my mom, who puts up with all these crazy things for me and her other children. Thanks,
Sure.
Mom. My husband, who puts up with me.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thanks, Neil. And my coach, Kirsten McKay, who sometimes Neil and I joke whether she'd actually say no to me when I get a crazy idea. She will, but she's amazingly supportive, and it really does help me figure out like all the things I like to do with my life, how to fit that all in, while also like I took a break from competing for a long time because I really do get hard on myself. So
Sure.
she's really good about keeping me balanced and keeping perspective so I can continue to enjoy this. So
That's great.
really, she's an amazing coach and friend. And like, I don't know,
Awesome.
all the volunteers that kept us going the whole time we were out there.
Yeah.
We have good
Yeah.
volunteers. We're
Volunteers, I
biased,
mean,
but man.
volunteers at any race are
Yeah.
the lifesavers. They're the heroes for sure.
You don't realize it, like I feel like I didn't realize it until, like, race directing. Holy cow. What would we do? We wouldn't.
Right?
We wouldn't.
We wouldn't do.
We wouldn't be. So
Exactly.
Yeah. Wouldn't happen. And some people are so crazy that they even volunteer before they have a
before they
200
actually
mile.
run a race, it's crazy.
No, but thank you so much for being on the podcast, and thank you for running the Summit 200.
Mhm.
You were an awesome champion for sure.
Mhm.
And it was so awesome hanging out with you and Neil afterwards. Please
Mhm.
tell Neil
We say hi.
hello for us.
I
If you're ever
will.
in Grand Junction area, hit us up.
Okay.
We never go anywhere except for to races, so come see
Okay.
us.
That's right. And
Absolutely.
if you're listening in, always remember, don't be a pussy.
Don't be a pussy.
Words to live by.